Welcome back to the Other Side Reports. I'm your host, Artie LaForge. Now, tonight's a little different because instead of interviewing someone from the outside, we're turning inward. My co-host and best friend, Holden McPherson, has had his own encounter with something strange right here in southern Indiana. And he's agreed to sit down and tell us exactly what has happened. Hello there. Where were you? What time of year was it? And what were you doing?
Well, bro, I was actually arrowhead hunting late fall. Crops were already down. We were hunting a soybean field that sits on a ridge line in Posey County. It's maybe a half mile from the Wabash River at best. And this place has got everything, man. Ridge line, swamp, even cypresses, Everglade-looking patch out in the bottoms. It's a hot spot, man, for arrowhead hunting. Everyone in the county hunts it on a regular basis, especially around harvest time. Before they plant for winter wheat, we like to slip out there, drive down this old access road, oil field road, if you're familiar with oil field roads out here in the bottoms. A couple 100 yards off the main road just to stay out of sight. Yes, we're trespassing most of the time. I'll admit that. But it's a honey hole, man, for artifacts. I've brought back pieces of flint flake, even pottery from there.
Really? So you're out there arrowhead hunting. Who's with you?
A longtime friend of mine. His name's Brett Delia. Sometimes, there's a trio of us, the Brad and Short goes, but at this time it was just me and Brett Delia. Brad's a big conspiracy theorist type guy in the group. He'd spend like $3,000 on a Seek Thermo FLIR adapter that hooks up to your phone, real high dollar piece, and he wasn't with us, but we had the gear that night.
Okay. Are you up on the ridge?
Yeah, been hunting a couple hours. I'd come back to the truck with some finds, washed them up in some water, kind of sat there, had a smoke, cracked the ski open. Might have had some grippos too. I vaguely remember. Now, Brett, he was a couple 100 yards off to the left, still hunting. I'm sitting on the high side of the ridge, leaned against the grill of the pickup truck, and I had decided to put the thermal on my phone.
Mm-hmm. So walk me through this. You hook up the thermal, then what happened?
Okay, so I pulled the Seek out. I get it all hooked up, plug it in my phone, adjust the brightness down, cut the contrast. I'm actually just trying to kill light pollution like Brad had showed me to use it. And I used it several times in the past. Used the Seek to snap, shots in at about 3-second intervals. So I'm just slowly scanning across the field from side to side. Now, from where I was sitting, it was maybe 500 yards across to the woods, 800 if you go at it at an angle. I'm sweeping out toward the wood line. I'm not seeing anything at the time. I'm just click, click, click,
Right. So you didn't notice anything live in the moment?
Exactly not until later. It wasn't until I rode back through the pictures that I stopped coding my tracks. I was actually riding back to town, and I said to myself, I was like, what the hell is that?
Really? Can you explain what you seen?
All right, so one of the frames shows something standing out in the open, maybe 150 to 200 yards from the tree line on the high side of the field. That distance, for it to register that big on a thermo, this son of a bitch had to be 8 to 10 foot tall. Broad shoulders, head was low. The silhouette kind of looked and resembled that of like a silverback gorilla, only upright. Another frame, it looked like it was in mid-stride, like it was stepping to run. I swear, man, it looked alive and huge, bro.
Dang. Well, could it have been a person, a hunter maybe?
No way. First off, nobody's out there at that time of night.
Right.
In that spot. Yes, it is hunt season at that time, but there would be illegal poaching. I mean, he'd have to be the biggest dude in Posey County, man. And second, the size, due to that yardage, you'd have to be a giant. I know what I saw on that screen.
And this isn't the first weird thing to happen out there, is it?
No, not even close, man. Posey County's like so full of reports. It's been that way for decades. Like people talk about hearing screech owls that don't sound right, like they're being mimicked. I've heard them myself. You get these tree structures near the swamp areas down there. Their branches are twisted up in ways that just don't happen naturally. guys just try and write off some of the sounds and stuff when we're down there, like, oh, that's just a beaver, man. And I'm like, but I know a beaver, you know, they like to slap their tails on the water. They don't just break limbs up, and, you know, in flight. And then you hear a loud splash of water. These areas just got long history of strange incidences, man.
Right. Yeah, I understand that. I remember one time you were telling me a thing with Brett's truck. Why don't you tell us what happened there?
Okay, so yeah, it was I was on another evening in the same field. We'd driven back further near where pretty much like the general area the thermal image came from. We were arrowhead hunting again when Brett hears his truck bedliner clunk, and he says to me quietly, you know, whispers, we shut our flashlights off because we arrowhead hunt at night. Like I said, we were trespassing. And he's like, dude, that was my truck. I'm like, yeah, that was your truck. So he hands me his pistol. He's an amputee. He's got a prosthetic leg. So I take off on a full sprint. I get there, and there's nobody around the truck. But in the bed of his truck, there's like these two massive tree limbs. One had even like dented in his tailgate, bro. Like, and they weren't sticks. They were huge. They were heavy enough that Brett, now, keep in mind, he's like 6'11". He's a giant of a dude. Mm-hmm. And me, I'm like almost 300 pounds at 6'3". So together, we couldn't even lift him up out of the bed of the truck. We had to actually rig up a ratchet strap and drive to the wood line to drag them out. And they were fresh brakes too, like green brakes. They just been torn off of trees, what it looked like, dude. Like how they got in the truck bed, that we can't explain, because there wasn't a tree line around for hundreds of yards all the way around the truck.
Oh, wow. So you say that this spot is really active then with Bigfoot?
Oh, yeah, there's no question in my mind. And after the Seek thermal sighting, we stopped going near the swamp edge, like where the ridgeline washes down to the swamp. There's just too many things. It's still prime ground for arrowheads. When the Wabash floods, it likes to pull the artifacts down off that ridge into the roots of the tree line down there. And, you know, it's a good place to go down there and rake back the roots and leaves around the roots of the trees and find all kinds of things. And I don't even go near there alone anymore at all. It's not just me. I mean, Posey County's got story after story after story. And I've heard them my whole life growing up here. Whatever this is, it's been here a long time, you know?
Well, Holden, I really appreciate you opening up about this. I know it's not easy to step into the eyewitness part of the story, but I'm sure glad you did. You know, I've heard stories too, and it lines up with what I've heard. The massive size, silent tree structures, even the strange strength of tossed limbs. Whether it's Bigfoot or something else, I don't know. We'll let the audience decide. But one thing's for sure, and I know this for a fact, the bottoms around Mount Vernon and Posey County are holding secrets.
There's no doubt.
This has been The Other Side Reports. I'm Marty LaForge.
And I'm Holden McPherson. Until next time, keep looking to the other side.